Hello, Biodroga family. Today I'm going to talk about glycolic acid. Now let's just take a moment to praise what is without doubt one of the very best, most researched ingredients in skincare and has been around in skincare for as long as I've been a skin therapist. We were working and starting to work with glycolic acid over 30 years ago. It was the very beginning for exfoliating acids and acids in skincare. Glycolic acid comes not just from sugarcane, comes from other sources as well, but we think about it coming from sugarcane. It is an AHA and alpha hydroxy acid. Now, what made glycolic acid so successful was its ability to dissolve and break down that glue that held dead skin cells together. So it helped the skin to exfoliate. When you remove all those dead layers on the outside of an onion, what do you see underneath? Beautiful green fresh cells, the onion that we eat. And the same with skin. Skins glowed after using these ingredients. What we did find, however, that glycolic acid could be very irritating. And that was because the molecular structure of glycolic acid is very small, which makes it very, very effective and good at its job. But what it also meant was it traveled through skin very quickly. So the next one we came out with was lactic acid. Lactic acid was a bit larger. Lactic acid is naturally found in skin, so the skin really loved it. And it really took over a little bit from glycolic acid. And that was great because I think lactic acid is a really good ingredient. However, there is certainly a place for glycolic acid, and we use glycolic acid in a lot of our expert acid formula recipes, because it does its job and it does it very, very well. Okay, so we work with a 20%, a 35%, and a 50%, which is very strong. This is our strongest exfoliant, the 50% we work with in Biodroga. Now, as I said, you'll find glycolic in lots of the different recipes, but you'll also find it on its own as a mono application, mono meaning one, just using these peels. So the client could just work with a 20 first couple of treatments, then the 35, working up to the 50 for the last two treatments and increasing the time as we go. Because we work with not only the concentrations, but the amount of time the acid is on the skin. So we grow these to make the treatments more effective, deeper, getting better results as we go along. Glycolic acid, the absolute gold standard in skincare ingredients, and definitely has its place. Now, there is a lot of talk about, well, we can't use acids during summer because of the sun sensitivity. I think that everyone that is doing any type of chemical peeling treatment needs to wear SPF 50. It's a no-brainer. And the skin will be absolutely fine if you're wearing your SPF 50. I come from Australia. We wear SPF 50 every day here. So that's not something that is new to us. But for other markets, I know in my US team, with the US team, that might not be such a part of your everyday routine. But if your clients are doing skin peels, then definitely they need to use SPF 50. But that is not a problem. They can have them all through summer. Now, why don't our peels peel and flake off? Many, many years ago when we were working with peels, they did. But we have now realized that that is not necessarily the way to achieve the best results. So you really need to work out a cost-effect analysis benefit. I think that's what they call it. And we know now that consistently having these peels over a period of time gives as much result, if not for me, and I've been doing this for a long time, better than that one-off peel that completely peels away the skin and then has to go through a repair process, okay? Because there is so much chance of something going wrong with those sorts of peels. And there are other peels that are fantastic, Okay, we have green peels and herbal peels and so forth, but they are different to these peels, because they are one-offs. Okay, these are designed to be used in a system. I love to work with 4 to 6 during a couple of month period, and we call that like a boot camp, and that's when you see great results. You do not want to have this peeling effect when you're doing these sorts of expert acids in a boot camp program. But I definitely think that consistently doing these peels is when you see the best results. And one of those acids that makes up a lot in our recipes is the glycolic acid, an absolute star. I'll see you next time. Bye.